More of these videos where I talk about a comic book right after I finish reading it. First impressions, I guess. Disorganized impressions often is the case. And this is Wytches, number 6. It's the end of the story arc. It actually is the end of a story arc. Sometimes they'll say story arc, and all it means is these are the 6 issues that are really part of a larger story that we're putting out. But this is kind of complete. It is continuing, but it does finish a story, or an arc of story, whatever that means. Maybe we should discuss that some other time. We've all been, and there probably will be spoilers here, because this being an end, the way they ended it is on my mind. The first portion of it, where they're underground and they're trying to get out, a number of us have been bothered by the spattery color style, which is cool to look at first, but can really interfere with understanding the story. I felt like it really interfered with me understanding what I was seeing in this underground world, because I think, well, it's hard to know for sure what Jock originally drew before Matt Hollingsworth went over it with his crazy color schemes. But so yeah, I would have bought into what was going on more if I could have visualized better how they were escaping and such. Still, it was very intense. The whole thing where you pop out of a tree when you're escaping is cool. I can't really picture the witches' creatures. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want them to be sort of obscured, like in a rainy, foggy day. Kind of nightmare creatures like... there's a famous painting, I can't remember his name, of Kronos eating his children, that these witches kind of look like. Then so then this gets really spoilery. The twists with the mom, who seemed not to remember Sailor, but now turns out to be the one who pledged her. And the dad sacrifices himself. Do we actually see him die? I don't think so. I think we see Sailor reacting to thinking he had died. And it looks to me like Sailor is going to go on to become Buffy the Witch Slayer. Or that's what her father's kind of thinking. I don't know how he knows she's going to be able to get away. It seems like there's no time they could have prepared stuff, but somehow they are prepared. I feel like I definitely need to now reread these 6 issues. When this started out, I thought we were looking at kind of a Stephen King style story, but now it feels like in the next arc it will go off into some other direction, perhaps a bit Joss Whedon-ish. Maybe not, maybe. We'll have to see. So, yeah, like I'm unclear where Sailor got all this stuff, although it was very cool what she was able to do with it. It's enjoyable to, in a horror story, often just the good guys lose and the bad guys win. It was kind of fun to see the tables turned on the bad guys for a while. I hope when they do a second arc and they go on to another story that we learn a whole lot more about the witches and the world of humans around them. Maybe more about Sailor's mother. Yeah, but it was a very satisfying end, except for that problems with the coloring. And I enjoy being surprised and it not turning out just to be standard Stephen King. I would have been happy with a good Stephen King-ish comic book, but I'm even more happy with the way it sort of turned on us. Where exactly they'll go with it after this, will it be like an arc that's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or will it be something entirely different? I'm very curious to see, like many Image this is kind of a I mean, this is a fairly unique comic book, particularly because of its look. But there's lots of horror Image comics. But anyway, but it still feels like it's its own unique thing. And, you know, it's by people who love comics, for the fans. There's no, you know, no gouging of fans, no tricks, no events. It's just good storytelling. So, hopefully Scott Snyder will do a lot more of this. Talk to you all about whatever I read next, or later. So, I haven't got to read very many comic books over the Memorial Day weekend, and I just read Injection, the first issue by Warren Ellis, Declan Shalvey, and Jordi Belair. It was kind of supposed to be a big deal that Declan Shalvey and Jordi Belair work together. Jordi Belair is like the colorist that everyone loves, and Declan Shalvey is her significant other. They live together somewhere in Ireland. And, of course, I'm always sort of anticipating a new book by Warren Ellis. Really been enjoying Trees. This one makes Trees seem like very commercial work. This is like, it's like in a code. Maybe if I knew more about England, it seems to be very British. They even, at one point, talk about the Matter of Britain, and I've never figured out what the Matter of Britain is. It's usually referring to stuff in King Arthur, so is the Matter of Britain the uniting of Britain or something? I'm not sure what the Matter of Britain is. But there's all kinds of other stuff. There's talk about being a cunning man. I don't know what a cunning man is. Then there's just all these organizations and departments that Ministry of Time and Measurement, the FPI. Let's see. The FPI Cursus, the Cultural Cross-Contamination Unit, yes, there's someone called Control, she manages Cursus, and there's more, there's other things like that. There's only brief moments where I have any clue what's going on. I mean, it seems like either there's a moment of a flashback here, but 2 pages of that, I guess, and then I think we're seeing the characters from that flashback elsewhere, but none of it fills in and makes sense. I'll definitely give this some more issues because it is Warren Ellis and he's often delivered very interesting, unique stories. But so far, you know, to judge by just this issue, there's not even any. Not only is it hard to understand, there's nothing very exciting or interesting going on. There's kind of a horror image at the end with a bit of a joke. And I'm not madly in love with the art, which I thought I would be. I haven't seen a lot of Declan Shalvey art, but I saw some at Dark Horse that I liked quite a bit. And I thought there would be some excitement with this couple working together, but of Jordi Belair colored comics that I've seen in the past, this is kind of one of my least favorites. So I'm mostly withholding judgment, and I hope to love this book as it moves on. And, you know, it's a $2.99 book, so I'll give it a longer leash. I like the little injection symbols, but I have no idea what injection is. So yeah. I got this book late because my comic book shop was shorted, so I didn't listen very closely to what other people were saying about it. I was trying to tune them out. I might go back and see what other people thought of it. But I had the general impression that most people thought they couldn't tell what was going on yet. And I am part of the crowd.
And do I want to be challenged? I do sometimes want to be challenged. I definitely sometimes want to be challenged, but I want a little more reason why I should be challenged. Right now, the only reason why is that it's Warren Ellis. So, to be continued.